Afternoon, everyone. It's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Feminine with Masculine read today, as well as a little bit of sand art and oracle cards at the end. I got a lot of really beautiful messages that came through today, so stay tuned if you can. There's some really, like I said, really beautiful messages coming in. First of all, the sand art, it is December 14th, 2018, and I'll get into that in a minute. But the sand art was just one big union ceremony like I've seen before, with lots of decorations, but the masculine was looking like a cobra at the beginning of the ceremony before the bride came down the procession. And it looked like a cobra about to attack as the geese started flying south, or not. Could be a bride and two children walking with her. As the Divine Masculine softens as she comes toward him, the youngest child starts to cry. Emotions spread at the altar with bridesmaids and ushers in a covered huddle, all for one and one for all, as they all put their hands together and release it all up to God. Mother Mary comes to me, let it be. And poof, they disappear. As Thoth enters stage right to teach the lesson to the students today, asking the geese what they learned. The geese say, I don't know. As the roots that connect us within the earth travel to distant lands, to the pyramids and to the dinosaurs even, all is well as the streamers continue to fly and the decorations come down. So that was the sand art, really beautiful. So, like I said, today is December 14th, so 14 is all about temperance. It's a 5, so it is of change and excitement, expansion, of freedom. But it's a balance of your temper, of your patience. It's the 4 of stability on the inside, which is usually more patient, someone who's very structured, right? But it's the 1 on the outside of the masculine energy that's very driven and focused, that can be very impatient. So it's using that stability to ground yourself, masculines, to come to that 5, to allow yourself to expand then under a controlled environment, controlling your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings. So the day adds up to 37, so we have the King of Cups today. Very beautiful, unconditional love energy. Okay, if the King of Cups energy is used in the right way. Patience and love. Okay, so what happens when we don't use those energies correctly is impatience and fear. So 37-1, again, is another masculine energy coming up there, but it is a 1, 37. Very focused, driven, even selfish, because it is so focused. It's the number of the leader. The 37 King of Cups is the 7 of spirituality on the inside with joy on the outside. Okay, self-expression, coming together, socializing. So, last night I watched the movie Bokeh. And I'm not sure how it may be pronounced in other countries, but it is about the blur from the lens. It's Japanese. You know, the blur when you're out of focus with your camera and doing that on purpose. The way the lens renders out of focus points of light. Okay, so we're talking about perspective here. What's in focus, that focused masculine energy, and what's in the blur. So that was the energy that came up last night, and it's so from the movie, and then it came into the read and all the codes today. So, and I love that it's bouquet, because the flower also came up today, and the high vibration, the high energy of the flowers, and that you'll see as that comes up in the read. So as I was shuffling and cutting and dealing the cards, I was writing down everything I was feeling during each deck and each, you know, what it felt like if things were coming to me. And a lot was coming to me today. So first I was getting slippery when wet. Okay, and wet always references for us emotions. Then I was getting sloppy, difficult, slippery again, and then crispy, that was from the sex deck, the tarot sexual magic. And then reactive, and then in God we trust. And then the almighty dollar came up, but I was getting the almighty doll, her. Okay, in God we trust. And then very smooth and slippery. So we're getting difficult and slippery, sloppy and slippery, but also smooth and slippery, and that was from romance. And then smooth again, and then some resistance to abundance and guidance for the Divine Feminine. Okay, which all comes up in the read and tying together as the Divine Feminine not resisting abundance and guidance, but specifically being given to her by her Divine Masculine. Okay, allowing him to guide her, allowing him to give her his abundance. Okay, so it wasn't like major, but there was a little resistance coming up for both of those for the Divine Feminine. Elongated also came up, elongated, and then taken down. And that was referencing, I was referencing anyone who's in court or family issues. I was getting that taken down energy, like taken down in court by family. All right, so there may definitely be some issues being worked out, whether it's for the feminine or the masculine. Okay. Hard but smooth, inflexible, slippery. Okay. So that kind of was coming together to bring up the resistance of the Divine Feminine to abundance and guidance from others. Okay. And remember that your guidance comes from Source, your higher self, your twin. Okay. So to trust the guidance that you get from within, which when you come together in union, you need to also trust your twin in the physical, not just in the 5D, okay? So for the Divine Feminine, the read was done at 8:41. 41 is all about love. It's the Ace of Cups. The major arcana were Strength, Abundance, Indigo, Guidance, Hanging Man, and Transition, which in the Syrian Starseed deck is Strength. Abundance is the Empress, Indigo is the Magician, Guidance is the Hierophant, so some very powerful energies there. Hanging Man is the Hangman, of course, and then Transition is the Death card. There was 1 sword, 2 cups, 2 wands, and 1 cup. So well distributed. Or was there any cup? I'm sorry. 1 sword, 2 cups, 2 wands, and no pentacles for the Divine Feminine. Okay, no pentacles came up today. And then the court cards that came up were the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. The Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. The numbers that came up were 7, 6, 5, 4, and you notice the order there, 7, 6, 5, 4, because in the reverse order, the way the numbers came out, 4, 5, 6. So, and I brought that up the other day, that not only am I getting double digits, but I'm getting these sequences of numbers. Then I was getting, well, also we have 1, 2, 2, 13, 85, 22, like I said, 4, 5, 6, and 122, okay. And then later in the read, also 27 and 37 come up, as well as I was being shown again that half of 7 is 3.5. And notice that the 35 is the Wounded Warrior, and the 7 is the Chariot, so that'll come up in a minute. So the coding was all about parenting and teaching and learning. And the first message I was getting was 76 trombones led the big parade. And Knights of the Round Table. And as I'm writing this down, my daughter called, and her roommate was celebrating their graduation and having a graduation breakfast this morning. 76 trombones led the big parade, and the Knights of the Round Table. So my daughter and her friend and others were coming together like Knights of the Round Table. So I was getting definitely the feminine being drawn into the energy of the knights. And there's a double meaning there, right? Because you have night as the moon, which is the feminine energy, or is known to be, or the nothingness, but also the Knights of the Round Table, all right? Because it's always seen as masculine energy, right? And also 76 trombones led the big parade, is, you know, leading into the bicentennial as well. Celebrations. I was just smelling alcohol for some reason. I don't know if it's me or, I mean, there's no alcohol around me, but, I mean, I use rubbing alcohol sometimes, but I don't, it was just random. That was weird. So I was definitely getting energy of the divine feminine within the divine masculine, so her, in her energy within him, Sophia 9, right, which is the energy I get for the collective consciousness, like the 9. I was getting messages from the divine feminine on the cross. So instead of, and this had come up for me a long time ago, when writing something, the T, I was writing crucifixion a long time ago, and it came up where there's, you know, there's a cross that's the X with a line drawn through it. And I was getting that message about the feminine collective consciousness and her energy on the cross. So then I was getting a reference to the headache, right? Because on the cross Jesus has a crown around his head. And then I was getting Touchstone, which was really weird, because I was getting that from Touchstone. Okay, so, and we're dealing with tones. Touchstone plus S, which for me is Sophia, which is a feminine collective energy. And then I was getting Touchstone, which my statue that I have of the man and woman in love with each other, which is the woman searching the skies for her beloved, and the man looking down sad that he has lost his beloved. This piece is called Touchstone. But then I was getting Sophia was the energy that actually took the sword from the stone to transmute the knights of the round table. The divine feminine took the thorns out of Jesus's mind. And I was getting big connection here. The message that only she can remove his crown, or the thorns, okay? And Spirit's still connecting. Then I was getting the 27 and 37 coming up. 27 is the Ace of Wands, which actually fell out of the deck when I was shuffling today. And 37, which is the King of Cups, which is the actual energy for today. And I literally ended up writing down the Ace of Wands, King of Cups. The wounded warrior is half the chariot. Okay? So, and I love how Spirit does these things. Because I was getting half of 7 is 3.5 a lot for unknown reasons. And this was the first time I'd gotten this about the wounded warrior being half the chariot. Okay? So chariot is that very powerful energy, and the wounded warrior is very weak. But at his full power, it's being shown he's the chariot, which is, in the traditional deck, may be seen as very warlike, because going forward very strongly and boldly and powerfully. But in the Syrian Starseed deck, it's all about ascension, because we rise. There's no wheels on the chariot, okay? We're rising, we're ascending. The divine feminine without the divine masculine is like the number 9 without the number 10. 9 is the end, but 10 is what goes on. And I couldn't believe this came up, because the movie I watched last night, Bokeh, is all about a couple who's left stranded. All of a sudden everyone in the world disappears and they're left on their own. And the feminine couldn't make it, because she became so depressed she ended up killing herself. But the masculine tried to kill himself and couldn't. He had to go on. And Spirit's connecting with me. So that they need each other, because the masculine is inherently masculine and the feminine is inherently feminine. Okay? That 9 is the end, but without the 10, she ends. Okay? And he, no matter what, goes on. So then I was getting into the bouquet and the meaning of it, and again, the way the lens renders out of focus points of light, our perspective, how we look at things. Do we focus on things, or do we look at them generally? Do we block everything out when we focus on something? Narrow depth of field. Do we have a narrow depth of field? Good bouquet is smooth and pleasing. This is the definition. And how many times did I get smooth when I was dealing the cards today? Good bouquet is smooth and pleasing. Bad bouquet produces jagged and discordant effect. Okay. So if you're not clear about your focus, right, because you're all over the place, you're going to get jagged and discordant effect. Whereas even if you're focusing on a limited field, as long as you're sure about that focus, then the bouquet becomes smooth. Okay, so you just need to be clear before you go into things. And then the geese were literally flying south in the sky. I never hear the geese. I heard them like so loud flying south outside my house. And they were very noisy, and I wrote LOL. It was pretty funny, actually. So some really beautiful, beautiful energies here. So as we go into the read, we start with smooth waters, okay? It was the Six of Swords as the first card of underlying energy, preceded by choppy or rough seas or heated air, okay? Because doesn't the heated air sometimes cause a challenge with the cool air, which can cause a lot of different weather conditions, but as well, you know, choppy or rough seas. The Divine Feminine transfer of downloads or energy calms the emotional waters for all to see, where all discordance is exposed. A lack of reciprocity. Paying out to make children happy, or paying out to a Leo to keep the peace. Okay, so whether this is the masculine or the feminine. There is risky business going on behind the scenes, and scams are now exposed. Family legacy, dreams of shining their light, calls to the Divine Feminine. Her father or grandfather may be guiding her, actually guiding her right hand, the right side of her, the masculine side of her, to dump her emotions and encourage her that you catch more with honey and sweetness than with tears and sadness. This was a message from the fathers, whether they're here or not. Allow the masculine to guide you in marriage and abundance. Allow him to give to you. Be open to receive so that you both can care for each other. There is a payoff when justice and truth are served. The justice system may burst his bubble, if not coming from a place of love, of pure intent. Making peace allows the energy, or this money, to flow freely now. One of two soulmates or partners may be out and about, now being seen as single. No longer bored, grounding, or integrating, the wounded warrior becomes the King of Wands, in peace, offering a new life. Or he could be making, you know, just a peace offering. It is safe to love for the Divine Feminine. And then the card underneath there in the underlying energy was all about the Divine Feminine keeping an open mind. The Royal Empress and the Mad Magician, using his Holy Grail to light a flame, both powerful in their own right, come together in reunion for a new life. Butt crack and cleavage intact, a gift of an egg with a ribbon around it, and dessert, and the written word. Initially his guard up and intimidated by her and her Atlas and Kundalini, but defenseless to her cracks. All right, and this is kind of paralleling the energy of the sand art, of the masculine being a cobra at first, okay? Because when they're intimidated, that's how they react, right? The love partnership comes up as the energy for the Divine Feminine. This is still underlying energy, and the personal growth is underneath this. So the personal growth is past, and now we're in the love partnership. The flower of life is the heart that grows abundance. The petals, the scent, the beauty. Time naturally drains and Spirit's connecting energy as the seasons come and go. The sun goes down, and then came in, don't let the sun go down on me. And although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. As the truth rises, it only takes one mighty sword to take everything, everyone, all feelings of pain and emotions down, single-handedly, when rising to the truth. Excalibur. The worst is over, the old you is gone, healing the grass ceiling, sowing the seeds of love. The wall. Tears for fears, time to eat all your words, swallow your pride and open your eyes. I love a sunflower, and I believe in love power. Pink Floyd, their 11th album, The Wall. Another brick in the wall, the top 3, Run Like Hell, and Comfortably Numb. Another brick in the wall, right? In building your wall, what happens? One runs like hell, and the other sits at home comfortably numb. And Comfortably Numb, that was from June 1980. The 3 started from November 79 to June of 1980. So here we are at 10:10 this morning, allowing the 3 swords, all right, the 3 top songs, to fall from your heart, to end what no longer serves you emotionally. The King of Wands starts a new emotional cycle in peace, offering a new life in reunion of a love partnership. Recently, that was all the underlying energy. So now we get to recently. The Queen of Cups has been awake without choice to a negative past that didn't serve her, allowing her to drop any facades and break patterns in the past returning, finding peace in ending a family cycle. The foundation for this read is all about the indigo, the magician. That the indigo magician is the Queen of Cups with heaven in her eyes. And synchronicities of a ghost that radiates love regardless of its face or mask. Centrally, the energy, and as I write this, a car zooms south. So here we have a trend here about things flying south. The eye of the tiger, the thrill of the sword. Strength in ending an emotional cycle destined to end, coming together with mediocrity. Nobody puts baby in the corner. As the King of Swords fights for your honor, for your hand, as the King of Cups bowing down, challenged by, for the feminine, the Empress, her abundance of union. And remember I said accepting abundance from your divine masculine. After bleeding out and having been held prisoner, the King of Pentacles finds a way to announce to partners and kids difficult words and emotions in order for him to heed the call, come together, no longer wanting to be single. Okay, so we have 3 different masculine energies coming up here, so they can be one person, they can be 3 different people. We have the King of Swords coming up, the King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, but it could definitely all be the masculine and his mastering the different suits. But it could also be 3 different men. One could be the karmic, one could be your masculine. The divine feminine, after finding solace in a good man's prison. So there could be a feminine her partner was a good man, but she was imprisoned by his behavior or personality. Hearing the call to open her heart to clear stuck emotions so that you can come together with others and be joyful and share some of your prosperity with the masculine, no longer wanting to be sovereign. Now, strength and commitment to God, to higher self, to your divine masculine, rising above difficult emotions, jealousy and burdens of not getting what you wished for and having been rejected, allowing all of those emotions to fall away. Recovering means sometimes not talking at home, in union to go within and be wise, to shed light on the union when you don't agree. The King of Swords and the King of Cups at home, imprisoned with 2 kids. So some same-sex unions have kids at home, or it could be a masculine with their kids is consulting an attorney about a marriage and or divorce. Mothers are opening their hearts to be the strength for their children. And there's a water sign female and indigo boy man. Okay, so these could be grown children. The indigo could definitely be a younger child, but I was definitely getting the water sign female as a grown child. The indigo boy man and commitments to them. So the mother and their commitments to their children, and also visits coming together during the holidays. Soon the Knight of Wands, who delayed a new life by running away, now plays hardball with family and family legacy, getting busy with family for the holidays. The Divine Feminine is with a right knee block. Okay, so here again, there's a little bit of anger maybe on the masculine side of the Divine Feminine that she needs to look at and or clear. Presently holding back the truth of possible harsh words that she never said and needs to say, about division and needing clarity to get over a loss in order to clear herself for new love, whether that be with your Divine Masculine or with your karmic partner or with children. The energies that come up for the Divine Feminine are all about flirt, reconciliation, and wedding. All right, this situation involves marriage. Around the Divine Feminine is transition portal. Okay, the Death card comes up here in her environment, or how she is seen as going through a portal, or a detox of a Leo, or detoxing of being strong, always having to be strong for everyone else instead of allowing them to be strong for themselves, to just be in your knowing, the high priestess that you are, connected to source, letting go of needing to be strong for everyone else and secrets, to just be in your knowing, allowing transformation to take place. All blocks, the blocks that were coming up for the Divine Feminine to clear was just simply about conflict, plain and simple, allowing expansion, knowing how to deal with conflict and not having fear of conflict. The energies coming up as the main energies for the read were all about parenting and teaching and learning, like I said, but even above that, self-love, especially when longing for quiet time, but not allowing others to silence you. When sitting on a rock in the middle of turbulent waters, unable to see the best choice, look up to the stars and into your heart and follow your North Star. The North Star now in Cancer is all about the family. The Emperor's been thinking about the 5D world and being taken down by the harsh truth being exposed. The Knight of Pentacles feels guilt and shame for whatever truth of an arrest or a rehab or alternative sex practices, allowing his karmic to control him. All are exposed, including boredom in the Devil's Workshop, tired of or clinging to a Queen of Wands, while the Empress reversed held prisoner, or vice versa, where the Empress reversed is holding the Queen of Wands prisoner. The Queen of Wands she could also feel shame for her dominating sex and controlling ways exposed. Mothers controlling their children and Divine Masculine siblings could be involved, holding a mother hostage, in a sense, all exposed. The signs coming up here were all around Aries, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio at the end here. Looking for stars, for Akashic records, to heal, to let go and repair things, not cover them up. With family and family lineage, to let them go, taking down others and not expressing feelings of justice. Or in a divorce, standing up to the King of Cups reversed, who can be emotionally detached and manipulative. The Queen of Pentacles finds new passion, creativity, and growth. And standing in her power, she finds new passion, creativity, and growth. Even if this King of Cups reverse ends up being her Divine Masculine, but it could definitely be a karmic masculine you're dealing with as well. Could be your child, okay? But when the King of Cups, who's normally the King of Cups, becomes reversed, you are not to put up with that, but also deal with it in a kind and loving way, and walk away when needed. After risky business, finding peace, indigo child with masculine anger issues needing to release and transform through this portal that we're going through. The Queen of Cups with strong mother rides in passionately to deal with conflict head on with guidance from above and family. After taking a risk, the Queen of Cups finds peace in committing to her higher self. And these could definitely be children, okay? An indigo boy finds strength of the eye of the tiger in commitment to himself, knowing that his mother's love is always by his side if needed. In limbo, the Knight of Wands searches for answers in prayer and family as he enters a portal of conflict to learn how to rely on his own knowing. Okay, so this is definitely coming up, and it ended on 11/11, and that was coming up for the masculine. That he's definitely learning to depend on himself as opposed to relying on others and going to family for their opinions instead of trusting his own opinion. Okay, so really beautiful read. Here's the picture of the read from today. It's 30/23. I was just seeing. All right, this is the read from today. The 30/23 was the Four of Wands and the King of Wands. Okay. And the King of Wands definitely came up there. So we definitely had all four kings on the table there in the clarifiers. There was no kings in the main read, but all four were there in the clarifiers, okay? Queen of Cups was the only feminine in the read, and then the, what was it? The Knight, yeah, the Knight of Wands. It was just the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands were in the main read, but obviously there was a lot of other clarifiers going on. But it's very much in using the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands in respect to the feminine and the masculine. It's very much about the divine feminine being in her mother role, in her loving kindness in the Queen of Cups, and the masculine getting busy and being passionate to do what he needs to get done. Okay, and you know when the masculine becomes passionate. And like I said, the Ace of Wands, not only is it at the end of the read in the clarifiers, but it was also a card that dropped out when shuffling. It's all about that new passion. And when he becomes focused like that, then he doesn't vacillate, right? He becomes sure. Okay, so from the Ascension deck. Everyone take a deep breath. Today is December 14, 2018. What is the advice for everyone watching for the best and highest good of all those concerned? And we have Veils of Illusion, which is perfect because I got Sirius and Archangel Retreats wants to come out as well. Mahatma Energies at the bottom of the deck, which is number 6, okay, which is the Lovers and love, practical, motherly love. The affirmation for the Mahatma Energy is I invoke the Mahatma Energy to flow through me. Okay, energy of Atlantis and the Christ Buddha light and the 12 rays. The golden white light and the footsteps in the sand. So what came up today was about feeling like you hit the glass ceiling, but in the read it came up as hitting the weeds, the grass ceiling, okay? So here we have Veils of Illusion, okay? And the glass ceiling is all about the veil. And that's number 25. 25 is the Knight of Wands, okay? We're just talking about the Knight of Wands. When we incarnate, and 25 is a 7, we go through the veil of amnesia and the 7 veils of illusion of who we truly are. When you dissolve these veils, you become fully enlightened. To do this, you're called on to take mastery, believe in the spiritual world, practice unconditional love, honor animals and the nature kingdom, walk with masters and angels, see that all is connected, and finally live as an enlightened being. You're invited to ask the unicorns to work with you to remove your veils of illusion so that you can become an enlightened master. And like I said, we just brought up the fact that all 4 kings were in the read, okay? So mastering all 4 suits. The affirmation is, I am one with everything. And the day is the King of Cups, unconditional love. Okay? So really beautiful. So you're being called to now take what you've learned out to your communities. Okay? In the Knight of Wands, getting physically busy. Second card came out was Sirius. All right? And getting serious about having fun. This is number 17, the Star. It's an 8. Okay? 8 of inner and outer strength. And talking about being strong, whether you need to be strong was coming up, to not be strong for everyone else, allow them to develop their own strength. Alright, so 8 is about practicing coming back to 0 point and about manifesting what you want. It's the 7 of spirituality on the inside, and that, again, that focused masculine energy on the outside. It's coming up very strongly today. So Sirius says, the star system of Sirius holds 12 of the universal keys to enlightenment and ascension. When you access and comprehend them, you become a master of the universe. This card invites you to visit the training schools and universities of Sirius in your sleep in order to develop your higher mind, access the spiritual laws of alchemy and magic, understand sacred geometry, and tune into angel sonics in higher dimensions. This is an opportunity to learn through the inner planes about spiritual technology and bring it forward to the new golden age. The affirmation is, I am open to the higher wisdom of Sirius. And I have to tell you, Sirius, this card rarely comes out. Okay, and it definitely, I connect with Sirius B, so it's very important. And it has a lot to do with, you know, learning how to decipher your codes. The third card that came out is Archangel Retreats, okay, which is 50, which is the 10 of Cups. That's about complete emotional fulfillment. One of the most effective ways to accelerate your ascension is to visit Archangel Retreats during your sleep. It helps to know where your retreat is, but it's not essential. During the day, think and talk about the Archangel whom you wish to visit. Breathe in his energy to prepare you for the journey, and then when you're ready, ask to be taken to his retreat. Your Archangel will unfold you and help you with whatever you most need. Your guidance is to receive for yourself and ask for the light to help you serve the world. And the affirmation simply is that I visit Archangel, whomever, in my sleep tonight. Okay? And 50 is all about that 5 and expansion energy again. We have that for the temperance energy today. But this is that 5, that simple conflict, like what came up and what you need to clear today. There was no clarifiers around it. It was just simply conflict. For the feminine to know that she can deal with conflict, that it has to do with expansion and freedom and fun. And it's supported by Source, 5-0. So come to that 5 energy, okay? And 5 is also about romance and children. So play and have fun. From the past life deck, let's see what we have here. Take another deep breath. Clear and align. Clear and align. Clear and align. Okay, so for this December 14, 2018, what is the advice for everyone watching today? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? There we go. The bottom of the deck is Greco-Roman again, which came up already this week. Okay, and the Colosseum is in this picture. And again, I'm seeing the Lincoln Memorial. And Abraham Lincoln's coming up for me with that today. There's a breakthrough. Ah, Lincoln. Okay, there's a huge breakthrough now for the masculines. Okay? And it may have to do with slavery templates, okay? The cards that came out for you guys: spirituality and religion and forgiveness. Okay? And I love how the light is shining on the, right where the candle is there. Okay? And it's actually matching, look at the dove. That light right there matches in sequence to where the dove's wing comes in. There's a lot of purity there. Freedom. Lightness. Smoothness. And forgiveness. Again, to open your book and open your mind, right? Because keeping an open mind was coming up for you in the read. It was really about, open up your mind, open up a book to a random page, open up your chakras in your hands, okay? And also, the man with his hand in the pictures has a wedding ring on. Open up to commitment, to the light, to your flame, to your one flame. That is your spirituality and your religion. The purity, the simpleness of it, the old and the new, and the forgiveness. Okay? To forgive all past religions that have held you down, that have made you feel less than or unworthy. And know your true spirituality, okay? So for the journey of love, and it was just at 40, which is the Page of Cups. It was just 40:00, now it's 40:04. So the Emperor, the Page of Cups and the Emperor, going from the boy who's pure of heart to the Emperor of wise control. Okay, so for the journey of love, take another deep breath. Alright, so what is the advice from Journey of Love today? What does everyone need to know for the best and highest good of all those concerned? What do we need to know? Divine Feminine, you're a little resistant. What do we need to know? That cleared up a little bit. The bottom of the deck is 20, which is sweet soul rising, okay? And sweetness came up in the read, that our fathers want us to learn that we get more with honey and sweetness than with tears, okay? And we just got the Page of Cups. Who is that if not the Page of Cups, right? Sweet soul rising. 20 is the judgment. It's about sweet judgment, you know. When you come together, be sweet. And the 20 is about, it's all about the feminine energy. It's about the High Priestess and Source supporting the High Priestess in sweet judgment, okay? We are human. When we say something's beautiful, that's a judgment. So don't get caught up on the semantics and the word, okay? We're all rising to become more and more love. And as we do, we naturally judge less and less. But don't get caught up in punishing yourselves if you judge, okay? The cards that came up were very different energies. We have Seed of the Heart, number 25, which again is the Knight of Wands. You see it's very blue and green and yellow and swirling, and it's very much of an egg in an ovary of the question mark. The question mark of the etheric realms, all right? Because we have the blues and the greens, the heart and peace and the egg, right? The quanta. And then we have the other card, which is very different coloring, of 66 and coming together. Okay, much more masculine energy with all that red in it. But it's interesting because you have to see these together. And 66 is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles coming up. In the read, it was Knight of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Okay. If you take away the red, it's literally the other card. Okay. And the red is like what I see in the sand art for the Divine Masculine. It always comes, the masculines are represented by the muscles that come out from the back of the spine, and this red is doing just that. It's like showing you the muscles coming out from the spine. Okay, so it's showing you the masculine protecting the feminine. And I'm seeing, you know, it looks like this card, the red card, has two of these inside the red, okay? And it's coming off to me like it's the feminine energy and the reflection of herself. That the masculine encompasses all of it and protects it. So this is the the feminine being called to allow the coming together, allow the masculine to protect you, to encompass you. That the feminine is the seed of the heart and the masculine is the coming together. So we're going to read these two, okay? 25, 7, and 66, 3. And today is 3, 7. Okay, so we have first the seed of the heart, 25, says, within each one of us is a divine seed of love waiting to blossom into fullness. That's 4444 right here. We don't always know what type of blossom we shall be. However, and sometimes if we try to figure it out in advance, The blossoming itself can cause us anxiety, pain, or fear because it's taking us down an unknown, unexpected direction. We may even fear that the direction we're heading is away from our life path and purpose, as if that were even possible. The seed in the heart arises as guidance when we are unfolding in a new manifestation of the divine light within. It comes as encouragement to trust, to surrender, to allow and to be as open, unthinking, and ready for the unexpected as possible. A plant just needs the right conditions to grow healthy. And if you've ever seen a blade of grass, so grass is coming up again, pushing up through a crack in the pavement, then you'll know that when something is meant to grow to the light, it will do so even against the most apparently insurmountable odds. This oracle brings you guidance. The right conditions are being brought to you now. The most perfect support for your own divine blossoming. Trust, know that the seed in your heart knows how to grow and life supports it. It is also a sign that something in your relationships is sprouting, a new energy. Don't be afraid to try new ways of relating now, as your life energy supports it. And the poem simply states, the sky can imagine, the dark awake. In awe light pervades and bears the vast tranquil mystery, softly caressing the blue, bold birth. Okay? The birthing of the blue, of the blue rays. All right, the sky can imagine, the dark awake, the feminine darkness, the night awakes, in awe light pervades, and bears the vast tranquil mystery, softly caressing the blue bold birth. Okay? It's like the masculine and feminine coming together. But don't worry. Number one, you have all the tools to be ready when you need it. You don't need to plan in advance because you know what to do in the moment. And to just allow because the universe got your back. And the grass will grow no matter what. So 66 says, and this is the coming together part. Okay. You and another soul are coming into each other's worlds. It is a karmic destiny that is unfolding, an expression of a divine plan set in motion many lifetimes ago. That destiny may have been a romantic purpose. It may have a sacredness that is sexual. It may have a sacredness that is creative, tender, about learning, self-esteem, or courage. It may bring a gift of enduring friendship and loyalty, or be an expression of a passing flash of divine force that shakes your foundations and helps move you out of a situation which would have consumed your light with tediousness and playing small. The coming together is happening, however. Know it is of love. Okay, and this references the not being in mediocrity anymore. To not play it small, to play it big, of love. This oracle brings guidance. You're going to be moved by love, whether it's long-term or fast and furious. It is love and it has meaning. Let it be what it is and do not try to force it to become something that you think it must be. It has worth as you do, as do you. Enjoy the experience and know it serves your growth. And the poem simply states, two energy patterns came together and a shared frequency in a field of possibilities, and there was resonance. Okay. And I was just getting the bouquet, the fuzzy field. Two energy patterns came together, the focused and the unfocused, a shared frequency in a field of possibilities, a limitless field, and there was resonance. Okay, like the beautiful picture, focused. Okay. What time is it? Oh, it's 49. I love that. Let's get your wish. I'm going to pick one more card from the traditional Rider-Waite. Okay. See what it says for us. Take another deep breath. Clear. Clear. Okay, so what do we need to know? What is the last piece of advice for everyone watching today? For the best and highest good of all who is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? Someone needs to know if the best and highest good of all is concerned. What is the message? What is the message? What is the message? All right, a bunch of cards came out, but the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords reversed, which is about holding back the truth. Okay? It can mean, you know, harsh words, but really coming in, he's kind of harsh already as it is when he comes in upright, because he is the Knight of Swords. But he can be the Knight in Shining Armor. Could be someone not being the Knight in Shining Armor and being nasty. But it's really about holding back the truth, because when you hold back the truth, you are lying. Okay? So it's definitely negative energy in that sense. But it's divinely ordered. Okay? So some new information. This was this way. 1 second. Alright. So new information came in that was divinely ordered to cause this knight, okay, to hold back truth that they now have. So it could very much be the divine masculine who received information they didn't have before and is now holding it back. So the cards that came out were, first came out the Ten of Swords reversed and the King of Cups reversed. Okay? This is about, oh, I'm sorry, there's a card in between there. Alright, we have the Empress reversed in the middle there. Okay, this definitely looks like the completion of a relationship. That is no more. It's not only the Ten of Swords, it's reversed. The swords are now dropping out. The worst is over. In a break between this Empress reversed and the King of Cups reversed, or it's the end of the pain between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, who still need to make themselves upright. Okay. So there still could be lack in the divine feminine, right? Allowing the masculine to give her abundance, and there could still be some emotional detachment in the masculine that needs to correct itself. But then comes up the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, so now we have a King of Swords, or a King of Wands, and a King of Cups and a Queen of Cups. Sorry if I say the wrong suit. It's just my mind and mouth don't always work properly together. So now we have three people in a three-way situation. There's a couple here and the third person, the third party, and they're all reversed. But it's about letting the swords drop out. We had in the read the Three of Swords, and allowing in the third party situation all of the swords to drop out and the pain to go away. Okay? So that's definitely the situation here. That everyone was hurt in the situation. So for everyone to allow the pain to go. Okay, then we got the Ace of Swords reversed, the Three of Pentacles, and the High Priestess reversed. And this is very much about a split. It can be about needing clarity. It can be about a lie, one big lie. And it can be about duplicity or multiplicity at a workplace where someone wasn't using their knowing and their intuition, or that someone just didn't know that there was a third-party situation through work, or that there's a split because of a third-party situation at work, and someone didn't use they didn't listen to themselves. All right, and this could definitely be the masculine or the feminine. The High Priestess could be either or, but this could also be about someone leaving their workplace, knowing that it's no longer for their highest good, and they didn't know before, and now it ends on the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, after all this mess clears up, the aftermath of what has happened in the past years of the divine feminines and them all coming together with their flames, we now have the beautiful new beginning, and the traditional meaning of this is perfect contentment. This is a new life. a new way of being, sitting in the hand of God. Your energy sitting in the hand of God. And you have in the Ace of Pentacles also, look, walking through a portal, a grass portal, or horseshoe, Omega. The O for the omnipresent. Okay, this is really beautiful energy. And I never noticed this before, but you can see the mountains through that circle. The pyramids, there's 2 pyramids. Okay, so really beautiful. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves. Drink your water. Ground yourself and just be happy. Make sure you get enough rest. Love you guys. Have an amazing day, an amazing week. Rise and be loved.